That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about The Naked Gun, the fifth film directed by Akiva Schaffer and the fourth film in the Naked Gun franchise. Paramount Pictures is releasing it August 1st, 2025.
Do you know this director's other films?
He's written for SNL. He directed Hot Rod. I believe I remember watching with you Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping with Andy Samberg also. And then The Watch, of course.
What is The Naked Gun about? Incompetent detective Frank Drebin Jr. bumbles through a murder investigation, uncovering a bizarre conspiracy involving a tech mogul, accidentally saving the day in gloriously absurd fashion. What is your pull quote?
An expert, irreverent homage to the Leslie Nielsen-led trilogy, The Naked Gun reboot is pleasing panacea in an entropic era of gods and monsters.
Mine. The Naked Gun hilariously carries the torch of its slapstick legacy, with Liam Neeson delivering a deadpan performance that does Leslie Nielsen proud. I laughed the entire time.
I did as well. I don't know what I was expecting.
Foolishness.
Well, it certainly is. But I guess if you are a fan of the original three or the 6-episode series Police Squad that came before it, I think it really hits the spirit of it. You know, like those films, every moment is packed with something.
Of course, I think of Liam Neeson as being very serious, so I was very curious how he would approach this role, but I think he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, because I was trying to look through his filmography. He usually pops up in as a cameo in comedy type vehicles, you know, because he's now an action star. But yeah, I think that he seemed like he was having fun as well.
So Liam Neeson plays Frank Drebin Jr. He's supposed to be the son of the character Leslie Nielsen played.
Yeah, this is a legacy sequel.
And he works for the LA Police Squad. Mm-hmm. The film opens with a bank robbery, and Frank Drebin Jr. stops it, but in the process kills a bunch of people. So he gets in trouble and removed from the bank robbery situation to go work on a suicide.
And that was the trailer of the film, and dare I say probably I think that's the least entertaining moment in the film, but maybe it's because we've seen it several times already.
Sure. So he gets to this car accident and deems it a suicide. And then after that, he gets suspended. Mm-hmm. But the
sister
of the supposed suicide is played by Pamela Anderson.
Beth Davenport.
And she's saying, I don't think this was a suicide. My brother was involved with some tech mogul, and I think that he was killed because of something he knows. So the tech mogul is played by Danny Huston.
It's Richard Kane.
And he's the villain. Mm-hmm. And so basically, the villain's trying to take over the world. He has something called Project Inferno, which involves this thing, the acronym of which is PLOT, P-L-O-T.
Primordial Law of Toughness, it stands for. I think the working title for the film was Law of Toughness.
Oh, but that man who developed PLOT is also the brother of Pamela Anderson's character. So she believes that it's all tied together. And it is. Mm-hmm. And of course, Frank Drebin stops the villain in the end. But it's just all nonsense. It's all just joke after joke after joke.
Yes.
I had a hard time saying the plot because it kind of is so interrupted by all this nonsense, but full of laughs.
Of course. And jokes that, you know, again, that was a trademark of the original films that are so, like, they tickle your funny bone, but are so frivolous that recalling them later can seem difficult. And we were given a generous helping of wine.
I was fully drunk watching this movie, so bear with me. The film actually opens with a trailer, and it's Liam Neeson, the actor, talking about how we need to save comedies. Mm-hmm. And so that's the intention of this film. And I think they delivered.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what I was expecting, but I think I had a smile on my face through all of it if I wasn't outright laughing.
Yeah. So after Frank stops the bank robbery, he goes back to the police squad headquarters, and we see that he's having a surprise party for like catching his 1000th bad guy. Mm-hmm. And so someone asks him, like, what happened with that robbery? Like, how did you end up killing all these people? And he said he was still upset about the Janet Jackson Super Bowl incident. So I love the movie from that
Yes,
point.
and at that moment we turned to each other and Joseph said, 5 out of 5.
5 stars. I'm not giving this movie 5 stars, but I still really enjoyed it.
Yes.
So I just wrote down things that I found really funny in the movie. One of Frank Drebin Jr.'s little tics is that he's always getting coffee. So throughout the film, we see someone handing him coffee, and then he just does nothing with it.
Along with his partner, Ed Hocken Jr., played by Paul Walter Hauser, who's the son of George Kennedy's character.
And I also believe it's in the trailer where we see that Frank Drebin Jr. and his partner like bow in front of pictures of their dads. And then you see a black cop bow in front of O.J. Simpson, and then he goes, mm-mm.
I'm not going to do it, yeah.
Yeah. There are some fun cameos. First, we have Busta Rhymes, who's one of the bank robbers. And it's important because as they investigate the bank robbery, they realize that all of the people who robbed this bank, they don't normally work together. So someone brought them together. But then they learn that all the people who robbed the bank were told they could keep the money. So who would organize a bank robbery to then say, oh, y'all can just keep the money? Well, it turns out it was Danny Huston, who's trying to get into the safe deposit box to get
the plot device.
The plot device.
So Busta Rhymes essentially is the catalyst for which we realize Beth Davenport's dead brother is connected to this plot device. That had one of the funnier lines, I thought. And again, all of this comedy is so kind of broad and stupid, but when delivered in an expert way, because Liam Neeson is reading Busta Rhymes' rap sheet, and he's like, I see you were convicted of man's laughter.
That's right. I forgot about that. Like, no, manslaughter. CCH Pounder's in the film as Frank Drebin Jr.'s boss.
Chief Davis, yes.
And of course, all I can think of is Glenn Powell on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia doing an impersonation of CCH Pounder.
What is it? What other errands do they have you running for the DA?
Yeah. But her character's gag is that her husband needs to get sleep because he has a big presentation the next day. So every time we see her, she's with her husband and he's asleep.
Yes, I found her infinitely entertaining.
Pamela Anderson, I like her.
I do too.
And I think she's serviceable in this film.
Well, they kind of have her as a little femme fatale with some of the lighting in there, which I think, because technically this plot feels like a revamp of some B. Raymond Chandler. But I think that she is innovative casting if you're following in the footsteps of Priscilla Presley.
Or Anna Nicole Smith.
Well, who's the bad girl in Naked Gun 33 1/3. And, you know, like, as a child, when I saw that, her introductory scene, Anna Nicole Smith, in the third film, where she has 3 sets of knees.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That was my introduction to Fred Ward. Yeah, I'm sure maybe to a new generation, somebody maybe will discover that. But she's very Priscilla-ish to me, who has a cameo.
Priscilla does have a cameo. My issue with, I didn't love Priscilla Presley in those movies because I thought she was kind of flat. We were talking and I thought, what would make this movie more perfect to me is what if the female lead were a comedic actress and you threw out
Regina Hall.
And I thought Regina Hall would have been so perfect in this role. I even thought like a Jennifer Lopez would have been really good in this role.
Well, I think one of the staples that they're adhering to in this franchise is that the female lead is kind of a ditz, like a beautiful dummy.
I don't think, they don't give Pamela Anderson much to do. I think she has one scene where she's scatting, as in singing, not pooping. What does she say?
What is her song? Sassafras Chicken Number 5.
I thought that was kind of the only moment where she seemed to kind of shine a bit.
Yeah, she's cute in that. And that, I think you went to the restroom at that moment because she's trying to distract Danny Huston so Liam Neeson can get back in the records of this building. And Danny Huston gives her a glass of champagne. He's like, oh, it's from Bill Cosby's vineyard.
Oh, my God. Then we cut to this really odd sequence where first, who's the minion for Danny Huston?
Kevin Durand.
So Kevin Durand's following Liam Neeson around.
This is my favorite part of the movie because also the Naked Gun films usually have a musical number. Don't you remember Leslie and Priscilla in the full-sized human condom?
Yeah.
And it's set to, is it Huey Lewis in the News?
So they're in his apartment and Kevin Durand's watching them with heat vision. So he's watching them through curtains. And so all he's seeing is like the outline of their bodies. And what it looks like to him is that basically they're having a threesome with the dog. But they're not. They're playing with the dog, and Pamela Anderson's trying to like clean out the oven. But from his perspective, it looks like she's performing oral sex on Liam Neeson.
Well, turkey is used as sexual innuendo, but they actually are basting and making a turkey.
So then you see like a turkey baster squirting. It was juvenile but funny.
It's stupid, but it works in the moment. That's actually not my favorite scene. It is the one set to the musical number where they go on like this little vacation getaway.
Well, and then they do some spells and incantations thing.
They conjure this
from a book.
This demon that goes into the snowman that they built that they're also sexual with, that then also turns on them like it's going to kill them.
Yeah, I thought that like 10-minute moment was really funny too.
I mean, it's so silly, but I guess it hit the notes that I needed it to.
We see that the police squad headquarters gets shut down and immediately it turns into a spirit Halloween. I thought that was funny. Then there's a moment where, who is it trying to explain? Oh, Liam Neeson's character's at a bar and the bartender has an attitude with him.
Yes, notably. Well, so it's this white guy and he's like, "You killed my brother."
And Frank Drebin Jr. is like, "Well, that could be anyone."
No, he goes, "I killed thousands of people." He's like, "Well, he was unarmed." He's like, "Well, that was hundreds." "Well, you shot him in the back." "Well, that was a couple dozen." And he's like, "Oh, but he was white." He's like, "Ah, you're Tony's brother."
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
Oh, and the other thing, when the demonic snowman turns on them because they leave him out in the cold. Again, they do so much with almost every second of film. The snowman runs around the house, and all of a sudden it's a tick that Liam Neeson had asthma, and it lets out all his...
That's right. Inhaler.
Which is what they do to Annabella Sciorra in Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
That's right. Another funny moment is Pamela Anderson's character has Liam Neeson's TiVo, and he had saved a bunch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes, but she plugged it into the internet so they were wiped out. And he has this long rant about how he told her not to do that. Which is so stupid.
It's stupid, and I'm sure that if you're really into Buffy, he must be talking about some pertinent, realistic things. But
another cameo we get is from Dave Bautista, who I think is supposed to represent...
I think he's supposed to be like Frank Drebin Jr.'s body double.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of funny moments. I definitely think it's worth a watch.
Which is interesting with Bautista being cast because he played Pamela's love interest in The Last Showgirl.
During the final credits, we have Liam Neeson singing, which I thought was very funny. Because he's not the best singer.
No, I mean, it's cringe, but it's cute.
And then there's a post-credit scene because another cameo is Weird Al Yankovic.
Who is already part of the franchise.
Yeah. He basically is like, because Danny Houston's character is trying to take over the world and he's going to keep some elites around with him.
Yeah, and they're going to have this bunker and the homemade entertainment is, I forget what the name of it, I didn't write it down, about giggling or something with Weird Al Yankovic, which sounds... I like Weird Al, but that sounds kind of like hell if that's the only thing you can get. I mean, the plot is arbitrary. I think you can read into it, like the first Naked Gun is about somebody trying to assassinate Queen Elizabeth II.
Okay.
Right, at the baseball game. So I think you could probably read into some things about Danny Houston for certain, but basically my understanding of what he was doing is anybody that's compromised by the waves that are given off by the plot device will be reduced to their base state and resort immediately to fisticuffs.
Oh, that's right. I mean, it's so dumb I don't even remember. This is something I could, like, if I saw it on, I would just put it on in the background. It's like the perfect airplane movie.
I thought Pamela looked nice. It made me think that somebody needs to write a really great movie where she plays Jackie Weaver's daughter. There's a wig change in the final act, the brown one with the bangs.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of giving me Gene Tierney in The Egyptian. I don't know. I came away... it's the first time in a long time I came away feeling kind of light after seeing something. Because really it's a type of comedy that... I think people find lowbrow, but I think it's really difficult to sustain that. The running time is only like 84 minutes, but I would say that it sustained that until the very end. Like even when the final credits came up, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it's done.
What would you give The Naked Gun?
3.5. I
think it's very good. I would give it 3.5 out of 5. Join us on Patreon and listen to our podcast. Bye.